basically, it's been a while. I'm just gonna make a little tier list here again. Last time I made a tier list, it was beginning of the mid-season. This time, pretty confident about my choices here. And I'm just gonna start from like bad to meta, like last time. And we just separate so people can just like click around on what they want. It's been a while. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it doesn't matter. But I played a lot of games and there's been a lot of pro matches too, so I think what I say here is pretty correct. I'm not going to talk about like what's meta in bronze, because everything's meta in bronze. I'm just going to say what's strong all throughout the board. I might have made some mistakes. I might have made some correct predictions here, there, this, that. We'll make a new tier list now. I'll have to put my GOAT Scarlet Witch once more. She is terrible. Is there anything else to say? She's just bad. Not a single time played in pro meta. I never see her in my games. She is an elo terrorist in low ranks, but definitely not a character you want to play in higher ranks. But again, as I said, you can play anything in low elo. You can play anything you want. You can play anything, including Scarlet, and it can work. And I know you disagree with me, and I know Scarlet players are gonna be angry. But hey guys, listen to me. This character sucks, okay? Their root sucks. I know it got buffed. It sucks. It sucked. It still sucks. Her main attack sucks. Literally, it just sucks. So, yeah. She's still bad. She just doesn't do enough damage. She might be like, sometimes you maybe pick her, but just from my pure experience, which is not the same as your experience, I know. She's really bad. Nobody plays her. Nobody. Not even for the Magneto team up. Nobody plays her, okay? And that's a good thing, because this character would be miserable to play against if they were good. And we all agree, okay? So, there's nothing else to say. It's just a character that you should probably not play. Next up, we have, in bad, I'm gonna put, I'm gonna think about it a bit. I'm gonna put, probably Widow, maybe. Yeah, I'll put Widow in here. I'll put Widow in here. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll spark some controversy here and there. I think she's bad. Sometimes you can play her, but you need a Mantis damage boost or Storm damage boost, and you need to ban Venom, and you need to ban shields, and the Widow needs to be good, and maybe you need a Hawkeye, and then you'll die. I'd rather not have a Black Widow, and I never see her. I never see her in my games. I never see her in lower ranked games. I never see her in pro play. I never see her anywhere. There is a few people that play Widow, and she can be cheesy. I know. And you can win points with her. I know. Because you can one-shot across the map. I know. I know. I don't want her in my games. I don't like her. And if I play against her, unless he has taken, or she, copious amounts of Ritalin / Adderall and snorted multiple lines, I fear that this character does not threaten me and my existence. It might threaten my backline, but if you know they have a Widow player, you could always ban Mantis or just ban Widow, which doesn't really apply here, but you know what I mean. I don't care about this character. I probably played like 200 games. Okay, that's an exaggeration. I played quite a few games since the mid-season patch. I think I've played like 2 games against her. Maybe Melee plays her here and there, and there's I know a Widow player in an A. That's about it. And for context, I am one above all, was 450 points one above all before I played with Necros yesterday, where I dropped below 200, now 330. Anyways, my point is, I don't like this character. I think they suck. Next up, I was just gonna say it, Mr. Fantastic sucks L character. I've played, I think yesterday, 1 game against them in the last 2 weeks. And every Fantastic player I know hates the changes and thinks they're bad. So, yeah, I don't see this character. I don't play against this character. I don't have him on my team. Again, emphasis on the fact that this doesn't apply to everybody everywhere. And this is my opinion, and you might disagree with it. Doesn't mean you should tell me how stupid I am. Maybe you should in the comments. And I know that you guys will have your own opinions based on your rank, but hear me out here. L character, okay? L character, if you can get value in plat on this character, believe me, you can get 10 times the value on Namor Luna. He just doesn't provide that much, and the cooldown nerf on his E is horrible. Like, it just ruins a lot of the things that made him stronger, and his ult does kill people a lot more than before, but it's slower to charge, and if people just heal themselves, you still can't kill them, and you might as well just play a character that has a good ultimate. So I know I don't any of these 3 characters, I don't want them on my team. I want them on the enemy team. And if they're on the enemy team, I'm happy. And that's how I'm basing this. If they're on the enemy team, am I happy? I'm very happy that they're on the enemy team. And I know the chances of winning are increased by 50%, but then decreased by 60 if Necros is on my team, and he's always on my team. Anyways, let's move on to situational, which is the next tier of this tier list. That is very professional and very cool. I'm going to put a few characters. I'm going to put Peni. I don't think she is as bad as these 3. Thanks so much for the sub. I think she is slightly better than them because there's 1 or 2 Peni players, and there's like 2 or 3 maps that benefit Peni. And if you play Peni there, you can win the game. There's no 3 maps that benefit any of the bad characters. Peni, on the other hand, is a character that benefits in those maps, and you can win the game. And you can one-shot Cloak and Dagger Root and other people, and you can cheese a win pretty easily on this character. And God forbid you have a Venom, because then you become more for 2 seconds too. So, as a character, a lot better than these 3. A lot more, I don't want them on my team, but if it is a Peni one trick, and it's the correct map, I'm not too sad about it, okay? I'm not too sad about it. Not too sad about it, okay? Not too sad about it. It is a thing I will accept. I will accept having a Peni on my team. I will accept it. Not the worst character. I don't want them most of the time. Playing against them can suck as well. So that is another criteria. Do I hate playing against them? Sometimes I do. Depending on the map, I really, really do. Not the worst. Not the worst. Definitely better than these 3. The Triforce of terrible characters. Next up, after Peni, Parker, what do we put in situation? No. I will be honest with you. I'm looking at Iron Man. I want to put him in bad. But I'll put him in situational because I don't think he's as terrible as these 3. He's really bad though right now. Could work sometimes if you have a good Iron Man player, but I feel like they're all extinct. I haven't seen any Iron Man compared to like before. You would always see Iron Man. Now you never see Iron Man. So it's kind of annoying. It used to be annoying. Thank you so much for the sub. It used to be so annoying. Now you never see this character. So in my honest opinion, this character kind of sucks, especially against Hawkeye, Hela, and you know, any other character that actually shoots across the map. Punisher, Mantis, whatever. The Gamma team up nerf, the Hulk nerf, the Strange nerfs, just his comp that used to be good in doesn't exist anymore. As I mean, it does exist, but it's no longer as good. So you don't play Iron Man, and every time I see somebody pick Iron Man, it doesn't get much value. So maybe he needs some slight adjustments and buffs so he's played again. But I genuinely never see him, and I kind of forgot about his existence. I'm going to be completely honest. I forgot that he even exists. But I'll put him in situational because maybe he can work sometimes, right? Sometimes maybe with a Gamma team up and the correct team and against the correct comp, he might work. And his beam alone does way more than any of the 3 characters in bad. So I don't think he is horrible, but he is definitely not a good character. Next up, let's go and choose another character in situational. Who is situational here? Poof. I will. Well, I mean, I don't like this character. I'm gonna just put Captain America. Okay, there's like 2 Cap players, and they just run around the map and do nothing, and it could be really annoying. But unless you're a Captain America, I'm gonna put in like a dub. Unless you're a Captain America player, I don't want you playing Captain America. I want the Captain America on my team. I don't care if the enemy team has a Captain America. He's like a thing. He's a creature featuring the creature. I don't know, like, I don't feel like he does a lot, but then sometimes maybe he does something, and it's like his ult is just like a support. Think about this game is at times you need things that make you kill stuff, and when you have a Captain America and then 2 supports, that's like 3 characters that do nothing but stay alive. So I don't know. I'd rather have a Groot or a Magik that can kill them because you just want to push through or like create space or do stuff. He does create space and he can be useful. I wouldn't play him. I don't care if the enemy plays them. Care about his existence really. He's really good if the supports on the enemy team are not, or your team are not able to deal with him. Which at this point you're like, what the fuck? What do I do? Right? So I don't know. I don't like him too much. Maybe with a Thor team up, he could be a little bit better, but Thor isn't that good either. But he's definitely better than these characters here. So I'm gonna put him on situational. And now I was thinking about situational. I was thinking maybe we put Moon Knight here, because I'll be honest, character not that good. He's situational because you only play him with Groot for the ult combo, but you might as well just play them more and just one-shot them anyway. So I wouldn't play them. So easy to dive, and Venom is so good. So easy to kill. In high elo, it's just you just shoot his angst, he can't kill you. His ult is so much more avoidable now, because he just doesn't one-shot as fast, so you can just run away. I barely see him. I only see him for the Groot combo. So, as I said, unless Namor is banned, you might as well just play Namor, because Namor whale goes and then insta-kills everything. So, I would say Groot. Moon Knight is a good combo on certain maps, so that's why he's situational, but I wouldn't play him otherwise. He's just so easy to kill. If you have a Magneto, he just shoots him. This guy has such a small hitbox. I mean, such a big hitbox, so easy to shoot him. And his team up, again, I think he's that good, even though some people will disagree. But yeah, I'm gonna put him on situational. I don't think he's that. He's whatever, right? In my honest opinion. And next character in situational is I'm gonna put Iron Fist. I've seen a lot of people pick him because of the tank buster things, it never works. I think people got baited in thinking he's strong now. He isn't. I don't feel threatened by him. My supports don't feel threatened by him anymore. He's kind of like Captain America. He just never dies. He used to be able to kill your supports and flyers, but now he can't even do that. So I think they kind of missed the mark with the changes. I think they need to change him back to his previous state, maybe, because him being a tank buster doesn't really fit his gameplay, and all the Iron Fist players just stopped playing him, so kind of ruined his identity. So I think I would just put him on situational. It's just weird. He's nowhere near as good as Wolverine is in just ruining a tank's life. So yeah, it's just a character. I'm just thinking about any other characters I want to put in situational. Anything else here? Psylocke, Hawkeye, Bucky, Rocket, Panther, Spider-Man. If I put Spider-Man, I'll put him in good, I think. I think he has a lot of carry potential. Squirrel Girl, I think is definitely good. Jeff, Mantis, this guy. I see a lot of human vapes. These characters are definitely not situational. Yeah, I think I'll put it like this. Next up, we're gonna put in good. And I think I'll put Rocket in good because his team up is really good. He's really easy to play. Amplifier can kill through support loads if you're playing Venom or some other stuff. So if your Rocket actually uses voice chat on like 90% of rockets and you have 2 supports next to you, it could work. And if you have a Punisher, Bucky, it is broken. Otherwise, I want Rocket in my team, but it could work. It could work, and it will work, especially if you can't play support and you need a support. It's fine, and he does do a lot of damage. It's just a guy, just a little guy that makes people enjoy the amplifier. It's just his team up is really strong. If your Bucky, Punisher are on the same page as you and you call it out, you can just burst down tanks. You can kill through support those. So he creates a lot of opportunity for your team. Just kill everything. And I think the problem is that a lot of Rocket players just never communicate. Also, it's really annoying when you get a kill and this guy reses because your team never decides to shoot the res beacons or search for them. So this, like, getting a kill swings a fight, but with Rocket doesn't swing the fight. Honestly, Rocket is a noob check and nobody passes that noob check. If you destroy the respawn beacon and actually, you know, abuse the fact that they have one support ult half the time by playing characters that have wipe ultimates like Storm mode and another character that has like Psylocke, you will win the game. But nobody does that, so you get free wins. And he's decent, okay? He's decent. I'd rather have a Luna or, you know, whatever character, but he is decent. He's whatever. I think, yeah. And next to Rocket, I will honestly put Cloak and Dagger on the same tier as Rocket. And I'll tell you why. She doesn't have good team-ups. Her ult dies really fast. The duration is really slow. Her Discord is really good. The little cloak thing that sheds like 25% damage increase on anything that shoots them. Compared to Rocket, for example, Rocket team up can change the game and win you the game. Cloak rarely really changes the game. She is just decent character that I don't complain about if I have on my team because I know I'll get healed and her ult will make us immortal and it is defensive. But she will die to mag ult, so you need to save your bubble for her. And a lot of Cloak players don't know what they're doing and then run into things that will kill her with her ult, and that's really annoying. And I think she's just harder to play, so people don't know what they're doing. And I've noticed people just don't play her anymore. Support players just don't want to play her. So she did get changed recently, so I know how that affects it. But in any case, I genuinely think that Rocket and Cloak are in the same tier because I just genuinely rather have any other support than them most of the time, unless the situation is correct. She is good against tanks though, because you can just discord them and blow them up. In my honest opinion, she isn't that good. She's nowhere as good as she used to be. So yeah. And at least with Rocket, you can get a team up. And it's so easy to play him, you can't really screw it up. As long as you say something, right? With her, you can easily screw up and just lose the game. But her Fade ability is really good against certain characters like Jeff the Landshark. Speaking of Jeff the Landshark, I'll put him in good. I've seen a lot of Jeff Elo terrorists in my games. Just killing the backlines every game. It's like a really cheesy character. You just play Luna Jeff. You go spit. You just blow everything up. And the supports are just, they don't know what to do because he is unkillable half the time. You need to spend resources on killing him if you want to. Your supports always panic or die. And you just play triple support with a Jeff Luna. Shatter, for example, he does that and he wins a lot of games. And then his ult is really good at winning fights. If your team, like if your support doesn't swap to a Cloak and Dagger to fade away, and if your team doesn't actually play around the Jeff ult, if you counter it, you get wiped every fight. Depending on the amount. So it's a really cheesy pick. I think you can win a lot of games by playing DPS Jeff. And not to mention that because you're playing DPS Jeff and 2 supports, if they kill your supports, but you get 2 kills on the enemy supports, the Jeff can heal the people that are left on point and you will lose the fight because this Jeff is healing them and you have no heals. So even if you trade supports and you get their you get their supports and they get yours, you lose because their Jeff can heal the tanks and the DPS. There's a lot of cheesiness. I don't necessarily like playing against them. I don't mind having him on my team either. DPS Jeff is I highly recommend you guys to try it out. I think it's really strong right now. I won't put it in stronger meta because I think there's very easy counters if people wake up. But most of the time people don't do anything. They just die and then they complain voice chat to look at the Jeff, but you can't look at the Jeff because there's 5 other people on the enemy team to look at. So it's a character. DPS Jeff is a character. He's a little bit of a menace. A little menace to society. Next up, what am I gonna put in good? What do you put in good here? Let's see these characters. I'll put Panther in good. I think he's strong, but I think he's better than the situational characters because you can one-shot the backline. And speaking of Panther, we'll just put Magik next to him. I think the problem is that they don't have a long range way to deal with characters, and it's really hard to deal with high grounds. And depending on the map, it could be bad. Depending on the tanks your team plays, it could be bad. Depending on the enemy tanks, including the Thing. If they play the Thing, you will have a terrible time. But a good Magik or Panther can carry the game, and their roots aren't bad. And if the enemy supports are bad, you can win. I've seen less Panther and Magik, but that's because characters like Hela just do their job way better without having to get close and have way better team ups. So yeah, in my honest opinion, it can work. It's really hard to make it work. If you do make it work, you can win the game. And it's not necessarily bad. There's just too many counters, but if they don't play the counters, I think it could be good. You just have to ban Namor. I think it's just impossible to play against Namor, Luna, or the Thing. So maybe if you want to play melee, you can play the Thing. You can ban the Thing and Namor. So maybe in that sense. But I'll just put them together because it's the same things, nevertheless. And Magik's ultimate can one-shot support. So even if they support it, if you are good at Magik, you can punish them. And a good Panther is a menace to society. You could flank the enemies with Panther and Jeff if you really want to. So I think, yeah, I think these two are decent. They're good, but they're not strong or anything. It's not like an insta-win button if they're played. And next up, I think I'll put Punisher and good because he's only good if you have a rocket, and he is decent even if you don't have it, but you rather not have it. So you rather play Punisher with rocket and have a Magneto on your team to help you with bubbles and stuff. But if you do have that, it is really strong against Groot and Hulk and the Thing and any character that doesn't have a shield and is not called Magneto, because even Strange would just blow up, and his ultimate becomes really strong, especially with the amplifier, because you can kill through support. So this character right here makes this character really strong, and this character makes this character really strong. So Punisher is a good character if you have a rocket. Without rocket, he feels a lot worse. I don't mind having him on my team because if you have him on your team without rocket, you can still do work by just pressuring the tanks and shooting them when they come in. But he is very easy to kill and dive, so that is the problem. But with rocket res, you can res him even if he dies first, so it's not that big of a deal. So these two really complement each other and really push themselves up, but without them they fall down. So I'll just put them in the middle in good. And next up, I wonder, I'll put Spider-Man in here. I'll put Spider-Man in this little tier. Maybe we make another tier above this. Who knows? I'll think about it. But because I want this to be like a big middle finger. But you see this guy Spider-Man, he's good with the Venom and he can one-shot the backline. And you need to be a good Spider-Man. But if you are a good Spider-Man and the map fits, especially if it's a map where you can pull people off the map, you can get a lot of kills by just pulling people off the map. Like genuinely, you can just pull people off the map and win the game. And if you have a good Venom, like Andrew and Necros, you can go on a 15-game losing streak as they do usually. But if you're actually a really good Spider-Man, like Razio, for example, and like the fraud Necros, you can win a lot of games with the Venom team up. You can get a lot of kills, and I think his ultimate is quite good, or decent at least, if the enemy team doesn't have a stun or a boop. But that is why you can just ask for a bubble from Magneto, and it is a really good ultimate if you just ask for resources, which some Spider-Man players never do, right? So in my mind, this character is, it could work on some maps. On other maps, he is quite worse. And let's not forget that he is bad against characters like Namor and the Thing. So you do want to ban Namor 100% if you're a diamond and above, because this character cannot play against that. So yeah, I know what else. Just it's a character, right? It is a character. And I'm kind of sitting here and I'm just wondering, do I make another tier above this? Just name it something else, like very good. great, better, change good to decent, and then good. We gotta make one that is horrible. Like this. Horrible. I would get so much flack for this. I would get so much because horrible. Okay, these 3 guys will grief. That is crazy. Like this. And then I change the color of this. Okay, there will be a slight cut here in the YouTube video. You might be wondering like what is going on here. I kind of decided that I need another tier, so I changed the lowest tier to report and moved everything down and made a good tier. So the things I was talking about, just reimagine things, right? I think it's actually kind of I think just not to screw with people, I'll just keep it the same name of the tier because people are gonna be confused in the YouTube video, and I'll just put this in it's just like otherwise people are gonna get confused that watch the video, right? People are gonna be like, what the hell? Didn't he say it's good? Very good. We added another tier just now, and we changed the name of the last tier. Definitely not to rage bait people, but last tier is now report, and we added a very good tier. I know I'm very creative above the good tier, purely because everything would be just kind of stacked up in the middle and it would look ugly, and I didn't think it would be like very truthful to what is happening, right? So I'm just gonna name it, I'm gonna have a very good tier. So everything is gonna stay the same as before. So I'm gonna put things in very good and you know, above and stuff, and you get it. You smell me. Either way. Yeah, but I'm not done with the good tier, mind you. I'm gonna add Thor in good because thank you so much for the subs. He isn't very good. I barely see him, but it could work sometimes, right? So I'm not gonna be like, don't play Thor or play Thor. If you're a good Thor player, it could work, especially if you have a Hela or a Storm or both and a Loki. Then it is quite good. But this character just dies too fast to things like Punisher, Rocket, Bucky. He's really bad against Bucky. Hela, Hawkeyes, Wolverine, anything. So, yeah. It's not the best character, I don't see him often, but it could work, and he does do a lot of damage, and you could kill the backline. And he has a really good team up, so he has very good team up. So I'm not gonna be like, oh, don't play Thor. I do think though I do think that he is quite a bit underpowered in the sense that he gets counted by a lot of characters right now. So for real, you smell me? Yeah. Anyways, let's go to, I think the last character I'm gonna put here is Vape. That's it. Oh no, I actually have Squirrel Girl as well. Okay, so Squirrel Girl and the human Vape. You see how many people would be stacked in good? Otherwise, it would be actually kind of annoying. Do I put human Vape very good? I don't think he's very good, but I see him sometimes. I think he's good, and I think Squirrel Girl is good. Actually, no. I'll consider these things in a bit. But I think Vape is good. He isn't that strong, but he is okay. He is a character. He's definitely a character. He does a lot of damage. His ult can burst through support ults. Not burst, but like you do so much damage if there's a bunch of tornadoes stacked up. He does die to Helas and stuff, but you know, you don't want to play this character against snipers or Helas or, you know, Punishers or Buckies, but he can do a lot of work, right? I wouldn't say he's very good though. It's not like a character people pick and I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. It can work, especially with the Storm thing, but it just all falls apart if there's a character on the enemy team that can headshot you across the map, right? And I think in general you don't want to play this character if the situation isn't good, right? Or the map isn't good. So he's also quite new. Things will change in the future, but he just does a lot of damage, but doesn't get a lot of kills, and you kind of farm support those. But he isn't terrible, right? He isn't terrible. Anyways, I'm gonna put Squirrel Girl here. I'm gonna get to her later, because right now I'm kind of confused on where to put her. I might move things around towards the end. Anyways, let's go to very good. What do you put in very good? Very good. I think Mantis is very good, especially if you have an Adam team up. But the thing about Mantis is that her support, so she's good if you can damage boost divers, if you can damage boost Black Widow, if you can damage boost your DPS. The problem with Mantis is that she doesn't have enough healing, so you do need to play with a character that can have a lot of healing. But outside of this, I think you are on a net negative if you are playing Mantis Luna, for example, instead of Luna and Invisible, or Luna and Loki. I think Luna and Loki is crazy, right? So I think you are not in the best position, because I think her ult compared to other support ults that make you immortal is a lot worse. I think she has the problem that she can actually die through her support ult, and so can everybody else. Even Groot ult can just kill you. I mean, Groot ult can kill through anything, really, depending on what you combo with or what your heroes are. But with her, she just relies too much on her leaves. She doesn't do too much healing. She's kind of a DPS, so you need a healer that actually heals a lot. But she is good if you have Adam and another support with her. It is not good. It is rarely good. Adam Mantis only. It is rarely good Mantis Rocket. It's just her support ult compared to Luna, compared to Invis-Woman. I think compared to Cloak, it is pretty cool. But Luna, Invis-Woman, and Loki copying a Luna, it is not that good, right? And just the healing output isn't there. So it is kind of a DPS and could work, and does work for me. But you're not really playing her as a support. You're kind of playing her as a DPS that might support sometimes. So that's why I'm going to put her very good. I'm going to put her stronger meta. Because I just rarely see a Mantis on the enemy team unless the person is filling, right? And unless you want to damage boost somebody, right? So in that situation, you could play Mantis. Next up, we are gonna put. Next up, we will put. Let me think about this. I think. Let me think about the thing. No, I'm gonna put Hulk here. I think Hulk is very good. The issue is, as Nevix once said, he is outclassed by the Thing in a lot of ways. The Gamma team-up was nerfed, and you need to be really good to get value on him, right? He's still very strong, don't get me wrong, and I win a lot of games on him. But unless you have a Strange, you don't want to play Hulk most of the time. So you need an anchor tank that is on point. And second of all, you just die to so many characters on the enemy team. If they have Punisher, Rocket, Bucky, Hawkeyes, Helas, you are dying. This character is not a character you can dive with most of the time. He's not Venom. You will die instantly. If they have an Namor with freezing squid, you are dead. So yeah, this character, I like him a lot if your team is good for it, and if the enemy team is not playing a team comp that will ruin your life, okay? So I genuinely just don't think this character is good most of the time if you don't know what you're doing, and it's really hard to do something, especially if they're playing like Groot. I mean, against Groot, it is okay because you can jump around the walls, but if they're playing Groot combos, it's really hard to do much. If they're playing triple support, it's hard to do much. It's just, I would rather have Groot on my team. In a lot of situations, I'd rather have the Thing on my team. I'd rather have Magneto or anything else, really, because I don't trust a Hulk player most of the time. Again, I barely see him unless there's a Strange or unless they're a really good Hulk player, right? So, yeah. Next up, what do we put in very good? I'm going to put Psylocke here. And hear me out on this. I don't think she's stronger meta. I've barely been seeing her, and even when I see her, I don't see her do that much. And I think the issue is purely because if you're playing like triple tank and stuff, your ult doesn't do much. So I've been seeing a lot of triple tank. Adam comp, you can't really do much against Adam comp because that is another comp that is meta. We'll get to that later because of souling and all the healing. Against triple support, it really sucks to play Psylocke. And against Namor, it really sucks to play Psylocke. And people have kind of gotten used to her ult, so I rarely see her ult wipe the team. And you also need to be good at her. So it is very difficult to get as much value as you used to because people would panic and run away. But if you just stack up and use Soul Link, you can't die. Loki, that is another character that is really meta, can just counter her as well. So it's very easy to counter her by just picking characters. You used to bait support ults with her, but now people just kind of know what to do. So she isn't as OP as she used to be. But, you know, I don't mind having her. But I wish I had a Hela, for example, right? She is definitely better than all the other DPS below her, that's for sure. But again, it's as a character, it's just not as great. She is good at killing flyers, by the way. So if the enemy team has a storm, she is good at killing her. But again, too many counters to her ult, too many counters to her, too many characters that will screw over her gameplay. So I don't think you want to play this character too much unless you're good at them. I mean, it's not a character you just insta win with. That's my point, right? or it's not a character that you pick and you go like, oh god, but it used to be. So yeah. Next up, what do we have next? What do we have next? What do we have next in strong? Oh, very good, that is. Just thinking about it. You know, I'm gonna put Hawkeye here. I used to put him in meta. I think he isn't as meta as I thought he would be, because I was scared of the one-shot. I barely see him. I know people are gonna be mad in comments and in chat. Shut up. The problem with Hawkeye is that Venom is really good right now. So Venom can just dive you, and a lot of characters like even Psylocke can dive you. Magneto can deal with you very easily. It is very map dependent. It is a character that is decent. He is really good, but I think it's just also really hard to hit his shots. It's not like playing Hela. I think there's a few Hawkeye players that I've seen in my games that, don't get me wrong, if they're on the team or in the enemy team, it's a nightmare. It is a nightmare. It is genuinely a nightmare to play against. But another caveat here is that Groot walls are really strong against Hawkeye, and Groot is really strong right now because Groot walls do not let him charge up his left click, and he can very slowly break the walls, and he cannot actually kill people because he cannot charge it up. So that is another thing that really screws him over. Not to mention that he doesn't really have much, like he can't wall climb, right? So his ability to go up and down isn't as good as some other characters, right? So his verticality. So it could be good depending on the map. And also, not to mention that if the enemy team is playing dive, unless your Hawkeye is snorting Adder out, you will die a lot, right? Also, last thing about Hawkeye, I genuinely do think he is a hard character to play, because I don't think many of you even know that his melee can parry projectiles. Like, in the sense that, like, I've never seen a Hawkeye player do it, but it is a thing that happens. And did you know that he has a second gun? He has explosive arrows? Anyways, I digress. It is a character that has a lot of cool things, but they're really underused because they really focus on his one-shot, which I think is a really boring mechanic. But that's about it. I don't think there's anything else I need to say about this character right now. I'm just thinking about these characters here. I'm thinking about if I put anything else in very good. Snarl, Hela, Strange, Groot, Bucky, Storm, Loki, Invis, Luna, Adam. Nah, I'll be honest. Yeah, I think genuinely, these characters are just like, what if I just put Squirrel Girl here to rage bait? Just the rage bait. What do you think? Just the rage bait. Just a rage bait character right here. Like, just randomly. What if I just put Squirrel Girl just to rage bait? Just randomly just put her up there. No, she isn't a good hero, yeah. I'm just thinking about the other characters. Honestly, all of these characters are like stronger meta. God tier. Anyways, I'm just gonna go to strong now. Strong tier. I'll put Strange, right? I don't like Strange that much right now in the meta, but I think his Porto is very good. And I think his ability, his ultimate could be good depending on the team. But he's not hard meta because a lot of people know his tricks. I don't think you can afford to play as aggressive as you used to be. The thing is really good against you. And they did nerf him a slight bit. And his Gamma isn't as... I mean, Gamma got nerfed overall. His Gamma did not. And Hulk, his main buddy, also got... You know, is not that good right now. So I don't think he's that meta. I think he's strong. I rarely see Strange players. Like, I see them, but it's nowhere near as before. And when I see a Strange player, I'm not scared of them, right? There is ways to deal with them. So everything needs to be completely correctly set up for you to get value on Strange in the same way you used to be. But right now, you can play very passive and be very flexible and just clear angles and look for ultimates and, you know, for TP plays. But I don't think he's as good as he used to be. Also, his shield is a good thing. That, like, one of the reasons why he is strong is that he has a shield, like Magneto, right? They're one of the... Are they the only? I mean, Captain also has a shield, but the two characters, basically, that have a shield that can protect your team or help your team, and block ultimates. And, you know, he's just a really good character at, like, dealing with problems that arise around the map or around your team and just helping your team out either by using a shield, blocking strange ult. If there is a good strange enemy team, you kind of need to go strange because his strange ults are going to be free unless your invisible one deals with him. So yeah, I don't think he is meta as he used to be, but he is definitely strong. And he's very flexible. Like you don't, it's not very one-dimensional the way you play him. You can play very passive, you can play very aggressive. His damage output is also very good still. So yeah. Next up, I'm gonna put Venom next to him because I think Venom is strong and we've seen him play in pro play a lot. I think his pro play presence is very, very good. Purely because he's the only tank that can dive consistently without dying. His E is very good. Keeps him alive, and then he can go back and get healed up and feed a lot of support ult charge. Not to mention that he can one-shot with his ultimate and damage boost. And he has a decent team up with Spider-Man. It does enable diving characters. And it does deal with characters like Hawkeye and Hela. It is the only character, mostly. I mean, Captain can kind of deal with them, but he is the character that can deal with these really annoying snipers and also kill them. So as a character, I think he is quite good, especially if you have a Magneto bubble just enables him to be a lot better. So I think he is very, very, very good, purely off of how much survivability he has. Second of all, he can stay on card infinitely, basically, if the enemy team doesn't have enough damage. And third of all, Venom. Okay, and I'll put the Thing there as well, right? I'll put the Thing. I think the Thing is really good right now. I think he is very good. He, as I said before, he's kind of like Hulk. You can go in, you can go out. He's way tankier than Hulk. He can give you damage resist, so it helps others. He's very good at dealing with flankers. His ult charges up super fast. You can just send it all the time. And he has an okay team up with Invisible Woman because he can make himself even tankier. And he's really good against double shield, right? He does suffer against characters like Punisher and Bucky, but he is good. He is really good. And I highly recommend you to play him. And he's very easy to play. And you can climb a lot, especially if you have a mag player and you just run it down every fight. And I think in lower elo, it's especially good because a lot of people play really diving characters, that you can just slam and they can't run away and they die. So yeah. Next up, I'm gonna put Storm because Storm is not, I don't think she's hard meta because I don't see her every game, but I think her ult is still good. Her damage output is still really good, and I think her damage amplifying abilities on your team is still really, really good. It is a character that I never complain if I have on my team, and if the enemy team has, it is kind of problematic. The reason why she's not meta is because Hela and Punisher and Bucky and Magneto, it's just that she's really slow in the air, and I think people kind of learn how to deal with her and her ultimate. You don't even really need to use a support ult if your team is really actually playing well. You can just block it with shields and bubble your teammates and just heal through it if you guys play well, or cloak fate. Like, if your team plays well, you don't really need to do it, but she is still a good character, especially if you have the Thor team up, which is really nice. So definitely a good character, definitely a strong character. Not a character that is always strong, right? It's not a character you can always pick and you always get value on. Okay, so yeah. Next up, I'll put Adam. I don't think he's okay, hear me out. I think he's really strong, but you just need to hit certain things on your team to have him be meta. I know it's quite a bit different than before. I thought he was a lot worse, but then I started playing a little bit more this mid-season. Turns out he's a little better. I don't want an Adam and a Luna. I don't want an Adam and a Loki. I want an Adam, Mantis, and Star-Lord. Star-Lord is optional, but if you have those three, it is really strong. And then another support, it is really strong. And it is really, really hard to deal with that. So it is, Adam suddenly turned into this character that people ban a lot. So if everything is correct, and your team actually plays around your Adam, I think you just win the game. You could try to deal with his arrest, and the character isn't that easy. But even if you try to deal with the rest, it will still be a nightmarish thing to deal with, because even if he doesn't get value from his ult, just like I mentioned about Rocket, if you kill him, you spend a lot of resources. He reses himself. You don't have the resources. You get punished. You get pushed. And even if you manage to not die from that push and you kill their Mantis, she reses herself. And even if you kill the Star-Lord, he reses himself, which enables the enemy team to have constant pressure on you. And even if you go and kill everything and they res themselves and you kill them again, and they use a support ult, by the time you kill them again, Adam will have another support ult. And just, like, Adam will have his res. And just res the entire team. And I've lost a lot of games like this. So I think Adam is really good. Not to mention that he does a lot of damage. So it applies a lot more pressure. So Adam Mantis comp with Star-Lord is really oppressive and really hard to deal with. Not to mention, I think Soul Link is one of the most broken abilities in the game. Soul Link, Life Link, I remember how it's called. Super annoying ability. Oh my god, I hate that. So I was wrong in my previous tier list. This character is really strong right now. Really strong, actually. Really brah character, you know what I mean? Really like brah. So Bond, yes. Next up, I'm thinking about these characters. I think I'm gonna put Inviswoman here. I think she's really good. She's strong. I won't put her hard meta because I think the perfect support lineup without Adam. I think the perfect support lineup if Adam is open is the Adam comp, but it's not always like that. With Inviswoman, it is good still, but I think in the perfect scenario, most of the time, I would like to have Loki Luna, right? That's what I would personally like. So in a lot of situations, I would really like those characters to be my backline. And I think she's really strong. The reason why I don't think she's hard meta is because her ult, you can still kill through. You can Groot outside of it. There's a lot of ways to deal with it. I also believe that Luna's team up is just quite a bit better than hers. And her healing output is a lot better. And Loki's healing output is a lot better. But she is kind of like Brig, right? She is kind of like Brigida, where she can push people, boot people away, be really annoying, have a lot of stuns, have a lot of abilities that just really piss you off, right? So I think in that sense, she isn't hard meta because she isn't always great, but she, in the sense that she isn't a character you pick and just win the game. You know, you get what I mean? Because if you pick Luna, you can win the game with the Jeff team up plus Namor team up, for example. Or if you play Loki, you can just kill people because Loki does so much damage. So for me, meta is something you can pick and just win the game by just being good on that character. If you are the best on that character, you just straight up win the game. There's nothing that will be able to contest you on other than a character of the same caliber. Or another thing for a meta character, for me personally, is if you play that character, and no, if the enemy team plays that character and you guys don't play that character, your chances of winning is way less. I think Invisible Woman, I can live without having Invisible Woman on my team. Rarely can I live when they have Luna Namor, for example, and Loki Luna, and we only have Invisible Woman Luna, for example, right? So it is really up to the opinions of the people playing. I think support players will have a better understanding of this, but this is my POV personally. I don't think she's like, wow. Wowzers. And she does counter Wolverine, that is true. Next up, I'm just gonna go into meta tier. Namor. Yeah. Counters all dive characters with Luna team up. One-shots with Groot ult. Does so much damage. So annoying. So horrid. Permaban. Him or Luna are permaban every game. Horrible character to play against. I don't like them. Bah. The squids, I hate them. He's just I think he's one of the highest banned characters, him or Luna. And Groot is like really good with him. And speaking of Groot, I'll put Groot meta. I would just say it. I think I played him yesterday. It was so easy. It was so easy to win games. It is actually surreal. It is actually surreal how easy it is to win games in this character, bro. I will be like, have you guys played a single game of Groot? You don't care about their support dudes. He has so much carry potential. I lost 10 games in a row not because of Groot. I lost 10 games in a row because of a Spider-Man player on my team. Groot with a Namor Luna ult don't care. Mantis ult, don't care. Invis ult, don't care. Cloak ult, don't care. Amplifier, don't care. You farm his ult so fast, and I'm so bad at this character. His walls just insta-kill, in the sense that you can just wall off tanks and kill them. He is a must-pick on some maps. Straight up must-pick. If you don't play this character on certain maps, you just lose the game. I'm serious. I cannot play into this character without having Groot on my team. His ult is not countered by anything, bro. What do you mean they're countered by Lunar Invis? You can kill true support ults with this fucker. You Groot ult, even without an ultimate, if you just headshot the people in the Groot ult, it lasts for so long, you kill. Like, if you have a Hela or a Hawkeye, it's just crazy, right? I mean, Sobon can counter, again. But if he didn't have any counter, it'd be really annoying. And he does so much damage. He does so much damage. Countered by Wolverine. Just ban Wolverine. He's a permaban anyways. So, yeah. I think you guys should try playing a little bit of Groot and see how actually busted this character is, straight up. Even if you shoot the walls, it is horrible. Because most characters have a hard time shooting the walls. He is countered by Bucky and also countered by Rocket team up, that is for sure. But he's not countered to the point where he cannot play at all. And I'm completely talking about my perspective, and my perspective can be very wrong to your perspective, and I don't really care about, guys, everybody's perspective in chat. But Wolverine is banned anyways, and if you hate playing against Bucky, you can ban Bucky, and then you win every game, right? So, in my honest opinion, I think this character is really, really strong. I think this character is strong because he does a lot of damage. I think his ult is farmed really fast. And I think his walls are really good. And I think on certain maps, it's just a free win. And he's really good with triple tank. And next up, Magneto. Magneto is a character that you always need on your team. Thank you so much, The Prime. It is a character, if you have a good mag, you win the game. A lot of the times, if your team is good. It's not a character that has a lot of carry potential. But if you guys have a Magneto and he's locked in, and they don't have a Magneto, I think you win the game. Purely because his ult can counter Punisher, his ult can counter support ults, his ult can counter, I mean, Groot ult, but it's a lot harder to do. His ult can just kill people, and the only way to deal with it is a shield, or a bubble. So if you don't have a mag, it is very hard to deal with that. Second of all, his shield takes infinite damage, so the only counter to Raccoon comp on tank that you can play is a Magneto. His bubble helps your team if they're getting dove. So in that sense, Magneto. He has crazy damage output, so Magneto. His boop can cancel certain abilities when they try to escape, so play Magneto again. And yeah, Magneto is just really good right now. There is not a single tank that I wouldn't play Magneto with. I would play Magneto Venom, Magneto Think, Magneto Groot, Magneto Strange, Magneto Hulk, Magneto Cap. Magneto is always good. He's always good. There's no, if you want to learn a single tank right now and learn how to carry with them and always have a place to play them and he never gets banned, it's Magneto. Just play Magneto, perfect Magneto, Magneto, mag, and just play him with any tank. It doesn't matter. You can play him solo tank, you can play a double tank, you can play a triple tank, you can play with any tank. He's really good. He's really flexible. And it's really hard to counter a Magneto unless you play a Magneto, right? Magneto. Fear Magneto. Play Magneto. Okay, I also really like his ult. It grew into me. So I think Magneto is really good. Next up, Bucky. S tier. I thought Bucky is a lot worse before because he would get countered by Hela and stuff. But now that I play the game a lot more in this mid-season patch, he is a good counter to Groot. His ult is crazy combos with Groot, crazy combos with Rocket. If you land the hook, you win the game. His damage output is insane if you can land them. You can kill through support those. He has a lot of utility and he can deal with flankers. I think if you're a really good Bucky player, you just win every game, straight up. So, I was wrong. He is meta. He's meta. He's meta. I was wrong. He's meta. I was wrong. He's meta. I was wrong. He's meta. If you're a good Bucky player, you win every game. Find yourself a really good Bucky player and just play with him. Even Necros gets value on this character. Even Necros gets value. Even him. So, I think this says enough about Bucky, bro. Go again and again and again. Next up, Star-Lord. S tier, S tier, S tier. I don't want to play against Star-Lord. He's really broken with Adam Comp. He's really broken without Adam Comp. His ult is really broken. He never dies. He's a mosquito. Unkillable mosquito. He's a mosquito that never dies. His ult is insane. He's so hard to deal with. There's like 2 or 3 characters that can deal with him, and if you just ban them, Star-Lord is free, and you can't do anything about him. His ult is insane because you can just stay alive until they use their support ults and just kill. You can, if you have a rocket, you can just wait for the rocket amplifier and ult and kill 2 support ults. And a good support and a good Star-Lord. Oh, sorry. A good Star-Lord player will carry the game. And if you place Magneto bubble on Star-Lord, guys, you have a way higher chance of winning your game. Only real Bogur Nation viewers understand that. Anyways, he is quite legendary. Next up, I'll put Luna. Luna S tier. At S tier. Always been S tier. Always will be S tier. Nerf Luna. I don't like Luna. I don't want this character to be S tier anymore. Can we just nerf her ultimate? I'm so tired of her. You can heal people across the map because you can put a snowflake. You have a stun. You have a lot of healing. You can have Pierce healing. Crazy team-ups. Her ult is 12 seconds. I don't know. Like, I just like... She's been meta since beta. She's been meta since the beta. I'm so tired of playing against her. I'm so tired of seeing her. I'm so tired of her voice lines. I'm so tired of her existence. Just nerf her ult by like 2 seconds. Like, just nerf her ult by like 2 secs. 2 secs? 2 sec. I was trying to shorten seconds. Anyway, not 2 secs. Anyways, get her out of here. Get her out of here. I don't want to. Also, if you nerf her, Namor Luna will be a lot worse. So just nerf her. Nerf her and Namor. Next up, Loki. Broken character. Lamp counters everything. His rune counters every ult basically in the game. Groot ult, lamp them. Psylocke, lamp. Star-Lord, lamp. Your team is dying, lamp. You get so much ult charge from lamp, you lamp. Place 50 million clones, do 50 million damage, 50 million healing, get your ult instantly, copy Luna, 12 seconds of mortality. Luna gets ult, 12 seconds of mortality. Annoying as character. Crazy team up with Hela, because you can just like get the rest every fight. Crazy damage, as I said, you can just kill people with him. Crazy carry potential. He can TP. Crazy survivability. If you're a good Loki player, you also, it's one of the characters that on support that you have a really high carry potential. So yeah, a good Loki is a menace, and I don't want to play against a good Loki, and he is banned quite often, to be honest. He basically like has 2 ultimates, right, because of his lamp. He is hard to play, of course, but if you can play him, you get a lot of value, right? Your powers are right. I don't know what else to say about him, but yeah. And I mean, okay, one thing to say about Loki is that he's really bad into Bucky, because Bucky can get infinite resets. So there is a caveat here. If they have Loki, you'd most definitely want to play Bucky. Next up, Hela, been meta since the beta. Shoot people across the map. Crazy ultimate, crazy stun, crazy AoE damage, because she blows people up after they die. Her ultimate has wall hacks. If you don't have like characters that do long range damage, her ult is free. You shut down every flyer. She has a mobility ability that makes her immortal for like a second, so it allows your team to heal you. It's really it's hard to die for her, really, unless you're Venom. If you die for her on Hulk, I think most of the time Hulk loses the 1v1 because she hits you a few times in the head, stuns you, hits you again, you're demacked. By demacked, I mean you get turned into Bruce Banner. She can 2-shot, 3-shot if you have good aim. If you have good aim, it's a menace. Again, her ult is so annoying to deal with. You apply so much pressure on most characters. A good Hela can clean up your entire backline. And yeah, I don't know. She's been the same character since beta. She was nerfed a bit and then they buffed her again. So I think all of the characters in meta need to be slightly nerfed. Maybe not Mag, because Mag is meta, but he's not like I think it's more like buff other tanks type of deal than nerfing Mag. But definitely nerf Groot. Fuck that character. But yeah, and her team up is really good. As I mentioned before, you can just res the Thor and the Loki. You can res them every time you get a kill. And they get bonus health if they're alive. So yeah, exactly. And finally, Wolverine, low gank. I'm not gonna make a tier again because the joke isn't funny, but I know you know that this character is annoying. He is less annoying. To be fair, he's less annoying if you have a Mag, but it is a character that is almost never not banned in high elo. It is a character that is almost never banned in high elo. Unbanned. My stream is lagging. Let's see if it fixes itself. I think it fixed itself. You rate a character whether or not it's bad, and you never see this character and it's genuinely a bad character, and people are like, oh, how dare you? Shut the fuck up. Shut up. It's a bad character. Move on. If the enemy team is playing Groot, Wolverine is so easy. into him. Strange is so easy to deal with. Hulk is so easy. Thor is so easy. It's just a tank buster. And it's just a character that's always banned. Maybe in pro play, it's not a character you always ban. Because you do need to be decent. You do need to be decent on this character. You can't just play him whenever you want. Willy-nilly. And you can be countered in a higher elo. Especially Sue can counter you. But like, if he isn't banned, you know that your tanks are going to have a bad time if the enemy team is a Wolverine player. And I think it's such a bad time that you can't win the game. And I do think it's kind of problematic how strong he is, in the sense that I'm kind of tired of always having him banned. And if he's not banned, you just can't play the game as a tank. So say whatever you want, whether or not it's a skill issue or whatever else. I think Wolverine, if you learn him below Diamond, I think you shoot to Diamond in less than a day. I think in less than a day, you become fucking Celestial, right? Because this character is just so strong. Because you cannot ban them. And in a high elo, he's always banned. Because you just can't play the game as tank. And even if you play the Thing and Magneto, if the Wolverine is getting resources and he's a good Wolverine, you still lose the game. So it is a character you just want to ban all the time. Because if you don't ban them all the time, you will have a bad time. I just don't like this character and I hate him. And I wish for them to always be banned. I kind of wish for this character to get nerfed so Wolverine players can just go back to playing him. Because they never can play the character. Like I kind of, for the sake of Wolverine players, I wish he gets nerfed so he stops getting permaban. And yeah, I need to put Squirrel Girl somewhere. I don't want to put her in good because the tier list will be very ugly. She's situational. Yeah, okay. Okay, listen, guys. I barely see Squirrel Girl though. I think I'll just put her in situational. Yeah, I think I just put Squirrel Girl in situational because like she does a lot of damage, but like I barely see her. She's easy to dive. You need to be really good at her, and her ult still sucks. Her team up is really good, though. But I think she's on the same tier as a Moon Knight, for sure. And you just feed enemy supports ult charge as well, because it's really hard to kill them. So I barely see any Squirrel Girl players, but I think a good Squirrel Girl player will be really scary. She's also very one-dimensional, and she just loses to like any of these characters on top, like a Hela, Magneto, whatever else. She's just so thick, right? So yeah, she's a big hitbox. So I would just put her over here. Also, her bounce is predictable. She was kind of cheesy in the beginning, but now she's kind of a lot worse. But yeah, this is my tier list, guys. Type 1 if you disagree and you think I'm stupid.